Hey Jack, I got a question for you today that I think our listener would be interested in. We recently did, last year, we did a deal with one data provider. It was a good deal. It's a data provider that is used by plenty of people. Turns out the data are rubbish. And so now I'm left with a lot of data. We're not going to renew this year, but I'm left with a lot of data and they're not quick mail standard. And so I don't really know what I do. This tool enable you to get company information, people information. I'm not sure what else, but you know the tool. We're just not going to give them
Right.
any credit online. But I'm left with a pile of shite. What do I do with it? And it's going to expire in 2 months, and I don't really know what to do with it. I can't really feel good to give that away, or maybe I could. You tell me. Do
Right.
you have any idea? And last thing I would say is like for our listeners, it could be that you're starting a new job and you're being given like a tool that is suboptimal,
Oh,
right? And so what do you do with it? It's just like you could use all the credits, but you know that by using the credits, your cold outreach campaign is not going to be as great anyway because the data are rubbish.
there you
So
go. So
that's the trick
it's
here.
a bit of a conversation around maybe double checking the data you have so that
Mhm.
you only use the gems and not the rubbish. Right.
That could be. Yep, yep, yep.
Okay. So let's dive in. And I think the first step is defining how bad is the data.
They're bad.
Uh, Okay.
Okay,
That's fine. But like 60%.
25%. No, 25% definitely bad. Now after, it's just like, basically I switched to those data to some of the campaign and suddenly it was just like, boo, it's just like super bad, not getting good
Right.
replies, not getting replies at
Mm,
all. Some
right.
bouncing, that's okay. I can verify, but it's like, man, that should come
So
out of
what
the
is
box.
what is the issue with the call it a quarter of the list? Is it they're not that job title at that company?
The quarter bounced straight away, right? So the data
Wow.
is rotten, right? Straight out of the box, the data is rotten. You need to verify
Wow.
it, and they make you pay as well for the verification. We do have a lot of
Uh,
credits, so we could do that. But it's like, what the point? If you know your data are not good, why do you actually sell verification back? Anyway, that's just my little rant here.
money to be made.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it, I would guess that this is around like 40% that is outdated. Maybe Jack is not working anymore at this company. Sarah's has changed
Uh,
title, all those sort of things. You just end up with 20% that is accurate. That's
okay.
too
Okay.
bad.
And how many credits are we talking here? 200K?
Yeah, about 250K credits, you could say. They use credits differently based on the number of, contact or verification or,
Right.
searches. They use slightly different because we got an enterprise deal, so it's a bit
Okay.
different.
So here's what I'm thinking, Jeremy. Step one is to identify the bad data so that we're left with instead of 250K, let's say like rows of emails and prospects, we might be left with, I don't know, 100,000 if we take a little bit less than half. So let's let's explore like how can we, what did they call it, separating the chaff from the wheat from the chaff.
Right.
What are some ways we could do that? So okay, we
Okay,
like
cool.
I think a lot of us like never bounce. Is
Yeah,
that
sure. I
still
use
the
that. I still
okay?
use that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we use never bounce to get rid of our 25% bounces. We bring that down to about 5 or 4%, right? So
Hmm.
then we lose a quarter. So then maybe like we have, call it 200K left or 180,000 that are remaining. Is that about right?
Oh, you lost me with math here. I'm
So,
sorry.
okay, that's fine. But like once we run it through never bounce, and I guess the question is how much are we willing to invest in these credits?
Exactly, right? I'm not going to use those bad data and then throw it to never bound. It's just like I don't want those data in the first place. I would say, however, my thinking mind is that because we can get multiple different type of data, which are company and then people tend to decay faster than company. So, it's
Cool.
not like the company the next year is suddenly triple in size. right?
Cool.
Or suddenly
Right.
doing a different industry or stuff like that.
Exactly.
But with people, it can, right? So I'm like thinking the people side of thing is definitely very dodgy.
Okay. So then maybe you could go all in on company. And that's interesting, but up into a point. Is like how many what are you gonna do with this monster list of companies, right? I kind of see
That's
it,
true.
I kind of see it slightly different, Jeremy. Okay. Imagine we just say, okay, option one, we're just gonna grab, it doesn't matter. Good, bad data, I don't care because I'm using it for retargeting. Okay. And I want everyone in my market, and I'm going to give them a go, and I'll do retargeting on LinkedIn and Facebook and elsewhere. Right.
Not
That
bad.
that
Okay.
is a
I get
pretty
it.
safe next thing. Right. And if they were expiring in 5 minutes, I'd probably just export everyone that might work with you, and then you could refine it later on. You
Okay.
know.
Okay. That's an interesting one.
Okay. The other one I want to explore is giving them away for lead gen. Okay. So I know that this data is not up to our standards, but the data provider is well known. And we don't have to say this is flawless data. We can just say, hey, I have
Well,
X company data.
you could use the provider reputation, although the reputation starts to actually decay as well, right?
True.
But we
Yeah.
could use that, right, in order to what, run raffles or stuff like that.
No, no, no. So here's what I would do. So, like for me, imagine SalesSpread has a million credits or whatnot. It would be fun to build like a top 100 dream client list and reach out to the sales VPs there and say, hey, Christmas came early. I'm going to hook you and your sales team up with 4,000 email credits from this provider. All you have to do, I'll just hook you up with the tokens or whatever. And who should I send it to? Like just trying to start and this is like more like copywriting or campaign examples, but I'd probably say, and look, use them well, make money on them. And if there's any chance for us to reconnect in the future about helping out, by all means, let me know. Just that's it.
So reciprocity, right? That's what you will go about.
Yeah.
But now here's the thing. If I'm an employee right now, I'm an SDR, I'm being given this tool that I don't want to use. Like, would I actually just go and contact my target audience who may not, try to do cold outreach and just like hook them up with that? I wouldn't think that would work.
I see what you're saying. So if I wasn't, in the cold outreach space, what the heck would you do with this?
That's right.
Then it becomes a little bit trickier. You're absolutely right. And the giveaway, but hold on, Jeremy. Hold on.
Yeah.
I still think if you sell to marketing departments, this could be valuable, right? Like there's a good chance,
Oh,
like,
that's true. You could
right?
say like, hey, can you hook me up with Sarah? She's I want to give her like some credits for that tool, just for free. We just got too many of them, and we think it's rubbish, so
company's
we
been
want
on our
to give it
radar.
away.
I wouldn't do the radar thing, but like one day we'll come clean and talk about the tool that is in question here. But right now, the name brand alone would be enough to say, oh, okay, I trust those credits are pretty good, and so the gift idea might help get the foot in the door. It's like
Maybe
a fruit
tricky to
basket,
split
but
for, right? So it will probably be more on engaging, like, hey, give me your ICP. I'll export you like 100,000 leads or whatever, like for free.
there you go.
It's still tricky because you still feel like, oh, I'm giving the ICP of my, what is ICP already? It's
Yeah.
like um,
Ideal
ideal
customer profile.
Yeah, it's for people
Right.
listening.
Right.
Or for reminding me.
Still, though, there
Remembering.
may be something here of a giveaway option. Okay, so far we've got retargeting, we've got lead gen. Let's go other route here. And and you did mention a third one, which was just get the company data. That's pretty safe. It's pretty safe.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Mhm.
Actually, that would be kind of fun, Jeremy. In some instances, okay, you think like listicles, or you go online, there's white papers of
Yeah.
download options. You can imagine several companies could be listening to this podcast saying, if we had every single player in our market with all the data, we could give it away in a white paper and the appropriate buyer might be interested, right? You could do that.
That's true. I could actually do that. Or, we could also have a sort of time limited form on a website that say, hey, we just give those credits away. Just send us some ICP, we'll give you back to you. So that people will actually just share those things because we have up to 200,000 or 250K
Right.
of credits. Just give that
Right.
to us. We'll just export that for you.
So that is
I
one
like the
option.
idea.
Let's go to the dark side, though. Let's imagine that.
Oh, hold on. Should I
Yeah.
stop recording here?
I don't know. It's not all the way dark side, but
Okay.
let's imagine that we intended to do outreach to this list and just grab 200,000 people. Okay.
Right.
What I would probably do is, one, keep in mind that a list of people is going to deteriorate even further 30 days from now. I'm going to use it now. This would be like a high volume effort, and that's it. Right. So I would take my 250 credits and I would say half of my credits are going like out the window because I'm going to use half of the credits to double jet validate. Okay. So maybe it's only 100 and 150, 125 people that I actually have. I don't care. That's still high volume and fine. Let's explore like just doing high volume. Would you break it down by segment? Would you just fire up 25 inboxes and domains and maybe just do some outreach?
My reputation, really, honestly. Like,
just,
yeah, sure, we
yeah.
could scale with QuickMail. By the way, you should use quickmail.com. You know, we do care about everything, quality and yada, yada, yada. And if you don't want to do it yourself, use, SalesBread from Jack. But it's like, I don't want to play the volume game. Like at the end of the day, sure, you're gonna get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on replies that are positive, but you would have sent like 100,000 and so on.
Right,
It's not worth the long term, right? So the shotgun approach doesn't work. We talk about this. It's much easier to contact those 10 people, manually, and then you'll have like 9 chance out of 10 to get the
Yeah,
answer. Like, what the point?
it's true. Okay,
I
so
think just for the listener here, I would just say like you can go volume when you have something that works. If you have something that doesn't work, then you're just a lot of
right,
efforts and difficult challenges for nothing or not much.
it's true. I just had a call today with somebody that basically bought a list of every it's like a blue collar industry. So imagine like every plumber that has more than 5 trucks. There's a list out there for that. Did you know you could find
Nope.
plumbers that have 5 trucks or more? Apparently there's an association where they have to register and list the number of trucks
Nice.
on the road in order for like tax purposes or something. So I mean, that's pretty interesting. And anyways, the client on the call was doing things less than sophisticated and basically reached out to 15,000 people. And he's like, yeah, like 99% of our emails never made it out the inbox. We just shut down.
Of course.
So to your point, there may be no high volume solution or thing here. But I just feel, I know the timer's up, but I feel like there's one other thing we could do besides retargeting, company data, giveaway.
If I was an employee, a proactive employee, not afraid of being fired or whatever, I just basically trade those credits for other credits of a different tool. It's like, hey, I give you my 100,000, but in exchange, I want 10,000 of the other ones that I know is better.
What?
So
Oh,
that's
like
what I would
basically
do.
sell your tokens.
Yeah, or I will use it for maybe getting, a lead gen agency or some other people like, hey, I give you the lead for free, more lead than you need for my account, and you do some of the outreach for me.
Let's make it work.
Yeah, exactly. I'll figure out a way because, it's the same idea of like, the trashes of someone is a treasure of someone else type of thing. So that's a thing I
Really
will
good
try to
point.
explore.
Take away a bunch of
We're screwed.
not reliable. Yeah, if you're sitting on hundreds of thousands of less than accurate data points, even if you're in sales, it might not be that valuable. It's interesting.
That's right. Make sure
All
you
right.
sign the right contract. Anyway.
Fair enough. All right,
Or
Jeremy.
join the right company.
There you go. And for the rest, head over to course.quickmail.io if you want to. If you wish this podcast was like a sit down and learn course format, it's everything you need to send cold email like the pros, the good agencies out there. Yeah, check it out. And thanks, Jeremy.
Awesome. Thank you, Jack.
Sweet.
Bye.
See ya.